Alrighty, so we have all of our gemstone orphanage beads in their little containers. So I figured let's see what we can make with them today. So the one thing when I use gemstones, I don't like to mix with a bunch of glass and stuff like that because the gemstones are pretty enough. So we're going to see if we can make something without pulling anything out of our stash. And I've got a couple bales here that they gave us. I'm not sure which one I'm going to go with. We're just going to play with some of them. Actually, that's not too bad. Kind of hangs a little high. I like them when they hang a little better. So we have that. Or the other one was just something really small like this. And to use this, you would just use a regular jump ring. Okay, so we're going to put that there just in case. Now we got a bunch of jump rings that came in that container. I just got to find my tools out here. Okay, so this is probably way too small. I don't think they gave me any big ones. So I will have to pull out of my stash for this. But I should have... some stainless steel jump rings somewhere around here. I know I just ordered a bunch from Fire Mountain. So these are stainless steel, but I'm not sure if this is even going to be big enough. So I'm going to try this one. Yeah, so you don't want to pull these apart too much because they will break. And it's there, it just does not want to go all the way through here. As you can see. Sometimes I really hate pendants. I really do. Hey guys. Well, so I've got everything laid out. Unfortunately, I had a bale that I showed you. It was just a little stainless steel bale that they gave. And I was going to use it, and somehow I ended up dropping it. And now I have no idea where it went. So we're going to use their little pinch bale that came with the bead set here. Alright. So this right here is going to be our focal. And I'm just setting it right there. And then figuring out what to do. When I have a gemstone, I like to keep it gemstone. You know, I don't like to mix a bunch of stuff with gemstones because I think gemstones are pretty just as they are. Okay, so I'm just pulling out a bunch of them here. And considering we have this huge bale, I'm going to put a couple of the small beads. Ooh, that might not work on this. It's a little too small. I never put it on regular string until I know for sure that this is what I want to do with it. So we're going to do a medium size. Okay. I was hoping this thing would turn a little easier, but it's not, so we'll just leave it off like that. The reason I like putting it on one of those strings is because of the fact that I can do two sides at once. So this necklace is a gemstone. I'm saying about 18 inches would be good. So let me measure some string here. So we have 13. So I'm going to go about right there and give me a little bit of room. Okay. And of course we need a bead stopper. I'm working with clay all morning, so unfortunately I have clay everywhere in my fingers. Alright, so I'm going to put a couple of the small ones in here. Because that'll fit hopefully behind the bail. I'm not really sure. Okay, so they don't fit behind the bail. Alrighty, well, that's okay, right? So we're going to put two like that. Two like that. Alright, let me try something right here. We got some spacers. So we've got these little daisy spacers here. I don't know if I need them, but let's see which one I like better. I kind of like that. Okay, so we're going to do two more. Okay. Not really sure I like this bail with this actual bead. The pinch bails are great, but when they sit too high up on the bead, they just don't look right. And the bead hole was too high on top to use this kind of bail. So if I can find that other one, I may have to switch them out. Okay, but I do like the gunmetal. Alright, so we're going to put a round bead in here now. And I'm going to use some bead caps. And we're going to use some of these 8mm beads here. Ooh, nope, we won't. So the bead caps are straight. They don't kind of hug the bead there. So I may put a second bead in the middle. Let's see how this looks first. See how it just doesn't quite hug it? So we're going to try a couple of them and see if we like it. If not, we're going to have to pull those right out there. Nice catch. Usually I drop those. And then we got these interesting beads right here. I don't know if I'm going to like it or not. I'm just stringing. If I spend too much time figuring it out, then you know what? I won't use it. So if I can find a couple more of those, it actually might look okay. So my eyes are horrible far away, but my far away is becoming much closer. Okay, so that's not too bad. So let's use a couple more small ones. I have a bunch more of these spacers. So one side I'm going to use that, and on this side I'm going to switch to 6mm, and I'm going to see which one I like better. Total of 3. Okay, so kind of liking the bigger ones, but I have an idea. I'm going to pull a small one, and then we're going to go to 3 6mm. And then I'm going to go back to a 4mm. If I can find the hole on this guy. Okay. So I kind of like that better. And then we're going to go ahead and do another bead cap. Okay. So we're going to leave that right there, and we're going to pull these off and do the 3 6mm. I just got done doing a show last month, and a lot of people seem to go for earrings and bracelets. Not very many people bought necklaces. I think I had a couple sell, but the majority were earrings and a few bracelets. So I thought that was just strange. It's like nobody wears this stuff anymore. Yeah, sorry, I'm looking at what I put in there. So I got a little blindsided there. Not surprising. Some of these don't have a whole lot of color. So switch them out for the ones that do. And we need a bead cap. Alright, so this is what we got so far. Very subtle. I'm not sure if I like those bead caps though. They just don't seem like they fit on these. Those would be better for like something flat. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to see if I have any gunmetal. So before I add any more on, I'm going to go see if I can fix that real quick. So I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, well this is unusual. I do not have any gunmetal bead caps. So I found this in the garage. So we're going to try something here. This is a doming block, and I thought, well, let's see if this works. So basically, we're gonna see if we can get these to fit. Okay, so show you what we're doing here. So we have the bead cap, right? And we have our 8mm bead. And I don't know if you can see it, but it just lays there. It doesn't cup the bead. So by doming it, okay, so you see now how it kind of hugs it instead of lays flat. So you can see the difference. Okay, so now instead of just, I'm sure you can see it, but just in case. Alright, so you see the difference now? So you got a flat one, and then this one just kind of domed it round. So that's what we are going to do. So on this one, I only did the one. Okay. So we're going to take the one I just domed. And this stuff is greasy as all heck. See, and now I have a choice where I can put them. I might be able to put them right in between each other. We're going to see this in a minute. So I'm just going to smack it a few times here. Would you believe I've used this doming set once? And I just put it away into my kids' stuff because I never use it. And thank goodness I knew where I put it, because what an awesome thing is you can actually dome these. See, so I could do two. Let's see if I like that better or not. I don't know if I will or not, but we're going to try it. Okay, so I could either put two together like that, No, I like it better the way I did it. Alright, so unfortunately, I've got to pull all of these off. And I'm going to try and keep them in a line so I know exactly where they go. So we're going to get rid of those two. Restring all this back up. Alright, so I've got the 2, okay, so I've got 3 and 3. Yeah, the worst thing would be to get too far on this and realize that you messed up. Okay, and then I have the 8 or the 4mm a spacer. And then I did the 3/6. So there's 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to go back to the 4. Now these I've already done, so let's see how this looks on the other side as well. Alright, so let's see what that looks like. Much better. Much better. Okay, so that's where I ended up on both sides. So I'm going to put this here. And unfortunately, I got to take all this apart as well. So while I take this apart, I'm going to go ahead and pause here so you don't have to see me do this. So I'll be right back. Alrighty, so we're back. And just by changing those bead caps, I think it looks so much better. And it's a very muted necklace. So now the big thing is how high do I want to go? I really don't want to use chain. So now I'm just trying to think if I want to go all the way up about, I don't know, 16 inches, and then leave 2 inches of chain, whatever's behind your head, or do I want to add a second string to this? I mean, it's nice, it's delicate. I do like single strand necklaces. But if I go any farther, and I do make this a double strand, let's see, we're about 10 inches right now. So we still need like 8 more inches. Oops, see what I did there? So if I go double strand, then I'm going to have to make this like 20 inches. I don't know, I just think that's really pretty on its own. So let's lay this here. I know it's kind of hard to see with all these beads everywhere. So let's move these over. Now they gave us chain to go with these. that definitely will not work. That's just too big. Oh, I don't know. It actually doesn't look too bad. I just don't know if I have enough. So, arg. You know, hang something off of the center maybe. Yeah, too many decisions. So if I have to do 8 inches, all right, let's just keep going and see what we can finish. So we're going to take a couple 4mm. And then we'll take the 6mm as well. Two. Oops. Okay, so there's 3. Okay, I don't like that spacer. It has something sticking off of the side. So I have enough to use 2 more of these. So let's go ahead. We're going to do that. Let's see how many spacers we have enough of. A couple more 6mm. Barely enough, so we might as well just use these. Oh, and I just noticed where I messed up on the other side. So I'm going to have to take that off. Okay. So where I messed up was right here. I forgot to put another 4mm on there. Alright, so now we can put that back on there. And let's see where we end up here. Okay. So that's about 14 inches. I think we can probably finish this. If I have one more heartbeat, I'm just going to use it. I would hope I have one more heartbeat. It doesn't look like I do. This is why I like them when they're even amounts. None of it fell. Well, son of a gun. Okay, well, I only have one more heart, which doesn't make sense. 2, 3, 4. So I can't keep going up. So we're just going to do a couple more round small ones. We'll do 2. And I think we're just going to finish up with chain. So I've got 2 more small ones right here. And that's where we're going to have to leave it, guys. So we're going to leave it about right there. Okay, I'm going to get a little tape measure, which is underneath here. Just see how long we've got this. Got about 15 inches, so we're going to have 3 inches of chain on the back. So I guess that's what we're going to end up with. Or I go 3 inches of just small beads and get rid of them. And then don't even worry about a chain. So I've got enough, I think. So these are all small. 1, 2. I'm going to do 1 6mm. And then 2 4mm. Got a bunch right here. So there's 1. And 2. And I like to finish with a metal bead. Then I can put my string back through something big. I don't know if it'll go back through that small one. Okay, so do that one and a 6mm, right? And then 2 more small ones. One, 2, I have a feeling that heart's going to show up after I put this together. I don't know why, I just have that feeling. Okay, so that's how we're going to end it. And then by the time we put on our clasp, anyway, it should be okay. So we're going to measure this one more time. No matter how organized I am, I'm still never organized, am I? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. All right, so that's going to be perfect. That's going to go all the way up. Okay, so let's put all this away. Okay, so I know that they came with some crimp covers, so we're going to take 2 of those, which is awesome. We got a couple protectors, so we're going to grab a couple of those, and we're going to grab some crimp beads. There's 1. And I know I've got more. And 2. Okay. All right. So we're going to add the crimp bead. Boy, these are really big crimp beads. And the reason I'm questioning them is if they're going to fit inside this. I think those are a little too small. So let me see if I have some smaller diameter gunmetal crimp beads, which I should. Yeah, these are a little smaller, I think. Crimp beads are funny things. All right, we're going to go ahead and put this one on. And then we are going to add our wire guard. I like to go in a little bit. Make sure that I've got enough for the other side. And as many beads as I can get them down, that's what I try and do. I know a lot of people cut it right at the top. I don't know, I think this is just a little more secure. Okay, so I have all kinds of different crimpers here. I have a standard one, but I've got this one as well, and this one seems to get inside a little bit easier. Okay, but right now, I use them both. I want to make sure that this really stays in there. Okay. Use all 3 here. That'll help round it up. It's nice and secure. Okay, and then this is the hardest part for me, is I can never get these little buggers on. Okay, you can do it like that. And I also have something, it's a tool that I don't use very often, but it works really well. If I can find it. show you what it is. It's supposed to be like a jump ring closer. But if you put them in here like that, you can close these and keep them round. Okay, so there's one. Now, you just need to get all those back in there. And yeah, I know some of you are saying that's overkill, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. Okay. So now we're going to slide all those down and work on this side. Okay, so I have my crimp and my wire protector. Just going to go down a couple more. As far down as it wants to go here. Okay, let's see if we can do one more gemstone. There we go. So we're just going to go through that one. And we're going to pull down so that it's tight, but not too tight, that it changes everything. Okay, and now again we're going to use this one. I like using this one first. I don't know why. Okay, I'm just going to put that right in the center. Okay, crimp it. Then I do an added crimp. See, sometimes these are hard to get in between the bead that's underneath. Fold that in half, and then again. Okay, and now we have this one. This one's a little closed, so let me see if I can find another one that's open. Alright, that one looks a little easier to do. Okay, and I'm just gonna put it on like that, just so it doesn't fall. And I put this in there to keep it a nice round shape. Okay, and there we go. So we're going to move these over. Let's cut all of our loose strings and let's see what it looks like. Oof, I know I have better cutters than this. So I think I've made this to where I don't need any chain. Okay, nice one. It's completely hidden. So let's see. We can do a regular lobster claw. I can't see using anything big for this. Alright, so let me find a nice thick jump ring. So basically everything that I did today, I actually used from the box. I think I only pulled a couple crimp covers, or just crimp beads out of my stash. So that is really cool. That's what I like, because I just have so many beads that sometimes it's really, really hard to find what you need, because then you got to go through everything that you have. And I really like that these jump rings are like 18 gauge, so nothing should fall out of this one. And I'm going to get a little smaller one right here. And we'll see. I don't think it's going to need chain, but just in case, we can add a couple inches of chain on here. Oh, I love that. I just love that it's so tight. This actually fits me. And then if you have somebody that wants it a little longer, you can do that. Really quick, I'm going to try and see how this lays. So let me go ahead and grab a little bust here. And then we'll move my camera so that you can see it. Okay. So that's that. I know it's kind of dark in here, but that is our necklace, and I really like it. So that's it for today, and that again is the Gemstone Orphanage. They're fairly new. They have a waiting list to get on to their subscription box. So I will put a link underneath, and if you want to sign up for their waiting list, you can. So this is only one that we've made, and we still have all these beads left to go. So we're going to keep playing with them, but that was the main one. I hope you guys like it, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.